My beloved child, a spiritual warning was written about your family. Free angels say this message is for you only. Don't skip this. This is not a coincidence. This is not random. And this is not just another video passing through your screen. Before you were even born, before your family faced the storms you remember, a spiritual note was written in the unseen realm. A warning, a preparation, a divine alert sealed with light. And now it is being opened. Archangel Michael stands at the edge of this message like a guardian at a gate. His sword is not raised in fear, but in protection. He is not here to scare you. He is here because something has been circling your bloodline quietly, waiting for distraction, waiting for silence, waiting for someone to ignore the signs. But heaven chose you. Out of everyone in your family, this message found you. Not your sibling, not your cousin, not the loudest voice in the room. You. Free angels were assigned to watch over your household long ago. One to guard your doors, one to guard your dreams, and one to guard your destiny. They have been whispering warnings in small ways, through uneasy feelings, through sudden thoughts, through moments when you felt something is not right. You are not overthinking. You are discerning. There is a pattern that has tried to repeat itself in your family. Cycles of misunderstanding. Cycles of sudden conflict. Cycles of loss right when breakthrough was near. And every time your family moved close to unity or elevation, something invisible created division. This was not always visible to the eye, but in the spirit, it was recorded. Archangel Michael reveals that this warning was written because your family carries something rare, a calling, a spiritual authority, light that threatens darkness. When a family carries purpose, opposition does not attack randomly. He attacks strategically. And here is the shocking part: the warning was not about destruction. It was about prevention. Heaven saw the possibility of a fracture forming within your household, a misunderstanding that could grow roots, words spoken in emotion that could echo for years, a choice made in haste that could redirect destiny. But before it manifests fully, this message interrupts it. The three angels assigned to you have been observing tension that seems small on the surface. A disagreement, a shift in energy, a distance forming between hearts that once felt close. It may feel normal. It may feel temporary. But spiritually, it was flagged. This is why you feel restless lately. This is why you feel protective without knowing why. This is why you feel like you must pray more, think deeper, stay alert. Archangel Michael says, the warning is not about fear. It is about awareness. Because when you are aware, you are powerful. There is someone in your family who is carrying silent frustration. They are not speaking everything. They are holding emotions that, if not healed, could explode unexpectedly. And the enemy of peace wants to use that moment to cause a permanent crack. But the angels are standing in the middle. You might have noticed signs, repeated dreams, strange tension during gatherings, sudden arguments over small matters. These are not random. They are pressure points being tested. Yet here is the once-in-a-lifetime revelation: you are the stabilizer. You are the one whose calm response can break the cycle. You are the one whose silence at the right moment can stop a storm. You are the one whose wisdom can shift the direction of your entire bloodline. This is why this message says it is for you only. Not because others are unimportant, but because you are positioned. Archangel Michael does not step in without reason. When he appears spiritually, it signals protection over something that matters deeply to heaven. Your family matters. There is also a financial decision approaching your household. It may seem beneficial, It may seem urgent, but the warning written long ago said, delay will protect them. Do not rush. Do not sign quickly. Do not agree under pressure. Pray first. Wait. Discern. One small pause in preventable regret. The second angel guarding your dreams has also noticed something. There has been subtle discouragement creeping into your mind, thoughts that maybe unity is impossible, that maybe distance is easier, that maybe you should emotionally withdraw. Those thoughts are not your true voice. They are interference. The third angel, the guardian of destiny, says this clearly. If you choose patience in the next few weeks, your family will step into a season of unexpected harmony. But if pride speaks first, healing will be delayed. This is the crossroads, and you were shown this message before the decision fully unfolds. Archangel Michael's presence means that heaven is actively involved. Protection is already in motion, but cooperation is required. Listen more than you speak. Observe more than you react. Pray before you decide. Because the warning was never meant to scare you, it was meant to position you as the protector within your own home. Something sacred rests on your obedience right now. And what happens next will reveal why three angels insisted this message reach you at this exact moment. My chosen one, lean in closely because what is unfolding now connects directly to the warning that was written over your family long ago. There is a shift happening in the spiritual atmosphere around your household. It is subtle, but it is real. The three angels assigned to your bloodline have intensified their movement. Archangel Michael is not only guarding from external threats, he is exposing internal weaknesses that were hidden under routine and familiarity. This is not to shame anyone. It is to strengthen what was fragile before it breaks. You may have sensed that certain conversations feel heavier than usual. Words carry more weight. Small misunderstandings feel unusually sharp. That is not coincidence. When destiny is close, tension increases. The enemy of peace tries to create emotional noise so that clarity is lost. But heaven is intervening before confusion becomes division. There is someone in your family who feels unheard. They may smile. They may act normal. But deep inside, they are wrestling with feelings of being overlooked. This emotion, if left untouched, can slowly turn into resentment. And resentment, when fed in silence, becomes a silent wall. The warning written about your family specifically mentions silent walls forming between hearts. This is why you have been feeling prompted to check in on someone, to send that message, to ask that deeper question. Do not ignore that urge. It is not random kindness. It is divine instruction. Archangel Michael is guiding you to be the bridge before a gap widens. At the same time, there is also a decision approaching that involves trust. It could be about money, property, responsibility, or shared authority. The energy around it feels rushed. But heaven is whispering caution. When something pushes you to decide quickly without peace, step back. Peace is your confirmation. Pressure is your warning. The first angel guarding your doors is signaling that outside influences are trying to affect your family's unity. Opinions from outsiders. Comparisons with other families. Social pressure. These voices may seem harmless, but they can plant seeds of doubt. Be careful what conversations you allow to shape your thinking about your own household. Archangel Michael says clearly, protect the narrative of your family. Do not let outsiders define your relationships. Every family has imperfections, but not every family carries the calling yours does. There is leadership in your bloodline. There is influence in your name. That is why opposition has tried to create instability. And here is something important. The warning was not only about conflict, it was also about alignment. When your family chooses unity over ego, something powerful unlocks. Opportunities that were delayed begin to move. Financial doors that seemed stuck begin to open. Health improves. Peace increases. Unity attracts blessing. You might be wondering why you feel such responsibility. Why does it seem like you are the one who must stay calm, who must understand, who must respond wisely? Because spiritually, you were marked as a stabilizer. Not everyone carries that grace. It is not a burden. It is an assignment. Do not underestimate how one mature response can change the direction of an entire conversation. One patient answer can dissolve an argument before it escalates. One moment of humility can stop pride from spreading like fire. Archangel Michael is also revealing that the coming weeks will test emotional control. Not in dramatic ways, but in ordinary moments. A comment, a delay, a disagreement. These will be small crossroads, and each time you will have a choice. React or respond. Responding creates peace. Reacting creates chaos. You are being trained quietly through this season. Heaven is strengthening your discernment. The three angels are not just guarding you, they are guiding you. If this message is resonating with you, take a moment to acknowledge it. Comment below what you are feeling in your spirit. Share this message with someone in your family who needs discernment right now. Like this video so that it reaches others who are standing at similar crossroads. Subscribe to this channel and become part of this growing spiritual family. And if you truly feel connected to this mission, consider joining the membership to stand with us in spreading these prophetic warnings to more homes. Because what is coming next will go even deeper. There is a hidden layer to this warning that involves timing. Something that was delayed in your family is about to resurface. But this time, it will not look the same. It will come disguised as an opportunity for reconciliation or restoration. And if handled correctly, it will heal something that has been strained for years. Hold on to this message carefully. The next revelation will uncover why Archangel Michael insisted that this be revealed before the cycle attempts to repeat itself again. Beloved soul, what I am about to reveal now is the layer that was hidden beneath everything you have heard so far. The spiritual warning written about your family was not only about preventing conflict. It was about breaking a generational pattern that has quietly followed your bloodline for years. Archangel Michael is stepping forward in this moment not just as a protector, but as a breaker of cycles. And the three angels assigned to your household have been waiting for this exact window in time. Here is a pattern of near success in your family. Doors almost open. Relationships almost restored. Financial stability almost secured. Peace almost maintained. But something always shifted at the final moment. It felt like bad timing. It felt like coincidence. But in the spiritual realm, it was identified as a cycle of interruption. The warning that was written said this: when unity approaches, confusion will attempt ante. That confusion has shown up in different forms over the years. Miscommunication, assumptions, pride, emotional withdrawal, and each time, the cycle reset. But here is the divine interruption. You are living in the generation chosen to end it. Archangel Michael reveals that this cycle cannot continue if one person chooses awareness. That person is you. Not because you are perfect, not because you are stronger than everyone else, but because you are listening. You are discerning. You are open. The three angels have been standing at strategic points around your family's structure. One guards the emotional atmosphere. One guards financial pathways. One guards future alignment. And recently, they have detected movement. The old pattern is trying to resurface one last time before it loses power permanently. This is why tension has felt familiar. It feels like something you have seen before, something you have experienced before. And that familiarity is not accidental. It is the pattern knocking again. But this time, heaven answered before the door was open. There is a specific conversation approaching. It may not look dramatic. It may even seem ordinary. But it carries weight. It will reveal hidden feelings. It will expose small misunderstandings. And in that moment, your response will determine whether the cycle ends or repeats. Archangel Michael says clearly, choose clarity over assumption. Ask questions instead of concluding. Speak truth without accusation. When you do this, the old pattern loses its foundation. There is also a healing opportunity approaching regarding someone who once distanced themselves from the family. They may reappear, where they may reach out in an unexpected way. The warning written about your family said, do not close the door when restoration knocks. Forgiveness will not mean forgetting wisdom. It will mean choosing freedom over history. And here is the deeper revelation. Your family carries a spiritual calling to influence others. You may not all stand on stages. You may not all lead publicly. But your unity has ripple effects beyond your household. When your family stands strong, it inspires others. When your family heals, it releases hope into other homes. That is why opposition tried to weaken. Archangel Michael's presence signals that protection is active. But protection does not remove responsibility. You are being called to maturity, devotional intelligence, to spiritual discipline. Pray before responding. Pause before reacting. Seek peace before proving a point. The angels are strengthening your discernment because what is coming after this cycle breaks is expansion. Greater stability. Greater harmony. Greater opportunity. You might have felt recently that something bigger is on the horizon for your household. That feeling is accurate. But expansion requires unity. And unity requires humility. This is the moment of decision. The spiritual warning was never about fear. It was about timing. It was about preventing loss before it happened. It was about positioning you to act wisely instead of emotionally. Archangel Michael is declaring over your family that the cycle of interruption is ending. The pattern of almost is breaking. A near-miss season is closing. But it closes through your obedience. If this message is speaking directly to your spirit, seal it with intention. Type cycle ends with me in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3169 has just been released over your household. And as this cycle breaks, understand something powerful. When you sow into a word that protects families, you are not just supporting a channel. You are partnering with heaven's mission to guard homes before they fracture. The Lord says, as you pour water on others, I will pour rivers on you. When you release a super thanks, when you join the membership, when you give through the PayPal link in the description, you are planting seeds into soil that rescues households from silent collapse. I hear the Spirit saying, who will stand with me to keep the fire burning on this altar? If your heart hath been stirred tonight, this is your moment. You not scroll past obedience. Every gift becomes oil in the lamp, light in someone's darkness, strength in another family's weakest hour. Those who sow into unity will reap restoration. Those who release provision will see provision chase them. This is not a donation. This is alignment. Activate your support now. Become part of the remnant that refuses to let families fall in silence. Faithful heart, something is shifting even as you listen to these words. The atmosphere around your family is not the same as it was before. The cycle that tried to repeat itself hath been exposed, and once darkness is exposed, it begins to lose its grip. But exposure is only the beginning. What comes next is alignment, and alignment requires courage. Archangel Michael is now revealing the emotional root behind many of the tensions your family has faced. It was never truly about the surface arguments. It was never only about money, responsibilities, or misunderstandings. Beneath those visible issues was a deeper hunger, the need to feel valued, respected, and seen. In your family, there are strong personalities. There are leaders. There are protectors. There are silent sacrificers. But not everyone has felt equally acknowledged. Over time, unspoken sacrifices turned into quiet expectations. And when those expectations were not recognized, disappointment settled in. The spiritual warning written long ago said, "Honor must be restored within the house." This is critical. Archangel Michael stands not only as a warrior, but as a restorer of divine order. Divine order begins with honor. When honor flows correctly within a family, peace flows naturally. But when honor is withheld or misdirected, imbalance begins. You may have noticed that certain members of your family feel defensive easily. Others withdraw quickly. Some over-explain. Some shut down. These are not random personality traits. They are protective mechanisms formed from past wounds. The angels assigned to your household have been observing these patterns carefully. They are not judging. They are guarding. And now they are prompting you to see what has been hidden beneath behavior. There is someone in your family who feels their efforts go unnoticed. They may work hard. They may provide. They may carry responsibilities quietly. But inside, they long for affirmation. A simple acknowledgement could soften years of tension. There is also someone who feels misunderstood. Their intentions are often questioned. Their words are sometimes taken the wrong way. This has caused them to build emotional walls. They are not cold. They are cautious. Archangel Michael says this clearly. When understanding increases, division decreases. You are being called to initiate something powerful, intentional appreciation. Not flattery, not manipulation, genuine recognition. The spiritual warning emphasized that healing would begin when someone in the family chooses to speak life consistently. That someone is you. You might wonder why the responsibility keeps returning to you. Because you have awareness. Awareness creates responsibility, but it also gives authority. When you speak with calm clarity, others listen differently. When you choose humility, pride loses its influence. There is also a moment approaching where a past issue may be brought up again. It might feel like reopening an old chapter. But this time, it will not be for argument. It will be for closure. If you handle it with patience instead of defensiveness, something that has lingered for years will finally settle. The angels are guiding timing carefully. Do not force conversations prematurely. Do not confront in frustration. Wait for peace before addressing sensitive matters. Peace is your signal. Archangel Michael is also protecting your household from external comparison. Comparison hath been a silent poison. Looking at other families and measuring your own against them has created unnecessary dissatisfaction. But heaven says your family's journey is unique. Your challenges have shaped resilience. Your struggles have built strength. Stop measuring your home against someone else's highlight moments. There is greatness in your household that does not look flashy. It looks steady. It looks loyal. It looks committed. And something beautiful is beginning to unfold. As the cycle breaks and honor is restored, a new level of cooperation will emerge. Conversations will feel lighter. Decisions will feel more unified. Even laughter will return more naturally. Archangel Michael is declaring that the next season over your family is marked by stability. But stability must be protected intentionally. Continue praying quietly. Continue responding with maturity. Continue choosing unity over ego. The warning that was written has now shifted into a promise. What was once a potential fracture is becoming a foundation. You are witnessing the turning of a page in your family's spiritual story. And there is still more to reveal about the blessing that follows obedience. Precious one, what is unfolding now is not accidental. It is the result of spiritual obedience meeting divine timing. As the atmosphere around your family begins to stabilize, Archangel Michael is revealing another layer of the warning that was written long ago. This layer was not about conflict. It was about identity. Because before unity can remain strong, every household must understand who they are. Your family has faced seasons that tried to redefine you through struggle. Financial pressure attempted to label you as limited. Misunderstandings attempted to label you as divided. Delays attempted to label you as unlucky. But heaven never agreed with those labels. The spiritual record over your bloodline carries a different description. It speaks of resilience. It speaks of leadership. It speaks of quiet strength that does not collapse under pressure. Archangel Michael says clearly that one of the greatest battles your family has faced was not external opposition, but internal doubt. Doubt about whether you were capable of more. Doubt about whether harmony was sustainable. Doubt about whether past mistakes permanently defined the future. Those doubts have subtly influenced decisions. When opportunities came, hesitation followed. When reconciliation was possible, fear of being hurt again slowed the process. When blessings approached, skepticism questioned their longevity. The warning written about your family stated, they must not shrink back when expansion begins. Expansion is approaching. Not in a loud or dramatic way, but steadily. There will be opportunities for growth, possibly in career, business, relocation, or shared investments. There may also be spiritual expansion, where your family becomes a source of guidance or encouragement to others. But expansion requires confidence. Archangel Michael is strengthening your perception because confidence begins with belief. If you believe your family is fragile, you will operate defensively. If you believe your family is marked for growth, you will operate boldly. There is also a shift happening in authority. Someone younger in your household may begin to show unexpected wisdom or leadership. Do not dismiss their voice because of age. The angels have been cultivating insight within them. Encourage it. Support it. Listen carefully. At the same time, someone older in your family may be struggling quietly with feelings of irrelevance. They may not express it openly, but they fear being left behind as things change. This is where honor becomes essential again. Reassure them. Include them. Let them know their presence still anchors the family. Archangel Michael emphasizes balance. Expansion without unity creates pressure. Unity without growth creates stagnation. Your family is being positioned for both. The spiritual warning also mentioned a moment of unexpected good news that will test gratitude. It sounds strange, but sometimes blessings reveal hidden insecurity. When something positive happens, old fears may whisper, "This will not last." Silence that voice immediately. Gratitude locks in blessing. Fear disrupts it. You may notice that communication within your home is becoming clearer. This is not random. The angels guarding your emotional atmosphere have been actively reducing confusion. But clarity must be maintained intentionally. Continue asking honest questions. Continue expressing feelings without accusation. There is something else important. Forgiveness must become final. If you revisit forgiven issues repeatedly, you reopen wounds that were closing. Archangel Michael is guarding your household, but reopening old offenses invites instability. When you choose to forgive, let it be complete. Let it release both the other person and yourself. The warning that was written has now transformed into preparation. Your family is stepping into a season where stability becomes normal, not rare. Where peace is not temporary, but consistent. However, consistency requires discipline. Continue choosing calm over chaos. Continue choosing patience over impulse. Continue choosing conversation over assumption. The three angels assigned to your family are no longer only in defensive posture. They are now in positioning mode. They are aligning connections. They are adjusting timing. They are ensuring that what once slipped away does not slip again. You may begin to feel a new sense of responsibility rising within you. Not heavy but purposeful. That feeling is confirmation that you are aligned with the role heaven entrusted to you. Archangel Michael declares that your household will not be known for cycles of interruption anymore. It will be known for steady progress. And what is coming next will reveal how your obedience is unlocking something far greater than you imagined, not only for your family, but for generations that follow. Steadfast soul, the moment you are standing in right now is more significant than you realize. Everything that has been revealed so far was preparation. Now Archangel Michael is uncovering the pressure point that will test whether the cycle truly ends or quietly tries to return. This is not meant to alarm you. It is meant to sharpen you. The spiritual warning written over your family included a line that was sealed until now. It said, when stability begins, distraction will attempt entry. Distraction does not always look dangerous. Sometimes it looks like busyness. Sometimes it looks like opportunity. Sometimes it even looks like harmless entertainment. But its goal is simple, to pull attention away from what matters most at the moment. Unity needs reinforcement. You may notice in the coming days that schedules feel more crowded. Conversations feel rushed. Time together becomes shorter. You will not feel intentional, but solely a weakened connection if left unchecked. Archangel Michael is urging you to guard your time as carefully as you guard your words. Presence is protection. When families stop being present with each other, misunderstanding finds room to grow again. The angels assigned to your household are working to keep hearts aligned, but alignment requires engagement. Simple acts like shared meals, intentional conversations, or even quiet moments together will strengthen the bond that has just been restored. There is also subtle emotional test approaching. Someone in your family may respond in a way that surprises you. It may feel like regression, like old behavior resurfacing. But do not panic. Growth is not always linear. One reaction does not erase progress. Respond with patience instead of disappointment. Archangel Michael says clearly that consistency will defeat instability. Even if others fluctuate emotionally, your steady response will anchor the atmosphere. Financially, there may be an attractive proposal or purchase that creates excitement. But the spiritual warning repeats the earlier instruction: avoid haste. When multiple family members feel pressured to decide quickly, pause. Pray together if possible. Peace must confirm every major step. There is something powerful happening behind the scenes. The angels guarding your future alignment are arranging a connection that will benefit your household long term. It may come through a new acquaintance, a recommendation, or a collaboration, but it will only unfold smoothly if internal unity remains intact. This is why distraction must be resisted. You may feel tempted to emotionally withdraw when tired or overwhelmed, but isolation reopens the door that unity just closed. Speak even when you feel quiet. Clarify even when you feel misunderstood. Choose openness over retreat. Archangel Michael is also revealing that your influence within the family is growing stronger. Others may not say it directly, but they feel your steadiness. They sense your maturity. This influence is not for control. It is for guidance. If this message is strengthening you, take a moment to engage with it. Like this video so that more families can receive this warning before cycles repeat in their homes. Share it with someone who needs spiritual clarity right now. Write in the comments what change you are choosing to make within your household. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and become part of this community that stands for unity and discernment. And if you feel led, join the membership to support this mission of guarding families through prophetic insight. Because what is about to be revealed next goes even deeper into timing. You may think the major test has already passed, but Archangel Michael shows that one final confirmation is coming. It will not be dramatic. It will be subtle. A situation where you could easily choose ego instead of humility. A moment where silence might feel easier than reconciliation. In that moment, remember this message. Remember that cycles end through repeated obedience, not one-time decisions. The spiritual warning written about your family is now transitioning into a covenant of stability. The covenants are maintained intentionally. Hold your ground. Maintain presence. Guard your words. Protect your time. What comes next will reveal the blessing that follows sustained unity, and why heaven considers your household more significant than you ever imagined. Watchful one, the final confirmation Archangel Michael warned about is closer than you think. You have already felt shifts inside your home. Conversations have softened. Reactions have slowed. There is more awareness now than before. But heaven knows something about human nature. When peace begins to feel normal again, vigilance often fades. And this is where the final layer of the warning becomes crucial. The spiritual message written over your family included a prophetic line that is now being unlocked after restoration begins. Test the foundation. This test is not sent to destroy. It is allowed to reveal strength. In the coming days, there may be a situation that feels unfair. It could involve responsibility being placed unevenly. It could involve someone misunderstanding your intentions again. It could involve an old issue being referenced casually. It will feel small on the surface, but internally it will touch a sensitive place. Archangel Michael says that this moment will expose whether healing has truly taken root. If frustration rises quickly, breathe before speaking. If you feel unappreciated, communicate calmly instead of withdrawing. If you sense tension, address it gently before it grows. The angels guarding your emotional atmosphere are prepared, but they cannot override your choices. Free will is honored even in protected households. This is the sacred balance. There is also something else unfolding quietly. A shift in spiritual authority over your family line. For years, instability tried to define your narrative. But because awareness has increased and unity has been chosen repeatedly, authority is being restored. Authority does not mean control. It means influence with integrity. You may notice that when you speak now, others pause differently. When you suggest patience, it is considered more seriously. When you express concern, it carries weight. This is not accidental. Archangel Michael is reinforcing your voice because you have used it responsibly. However, with authority comes another subtle temptation: pride. Be careful not to think, if I do not hold everything together, it will fall apart. You are not the savior of your family. You are a vessel. Archangel Michael is the guardian. The 3 angels assigned to your household are active. You are participating in protection, not carrying it alone. Release the pressure to be perfect. There is also a relational breakthrough approaching that may surprise you. Someone who was once resistant may begin to open up unexpectedly. Your tone may soften. Their body language may relax. This is the fruit of consistency. Do not respond with suspicion. Receive it with grace. The warning written long ago stated, "Celebrate small victories, for they secure great ones." If someone makes even a small effort toward change, acknowledge it. Reinforce it. Encourage it. This builds momentum. Financially, a sense of clarity is coming. Decisions that once felt confusing will begin to feel obvious. This is because emotional stability clears mental fog. When households are united, discernment increases naturally. Archangel Michael is also revealing that generational healing is taking place beyond what you can see. The choices you are making now are altering patterns that could have affected children and grandchildren. The interruption of the cycle is not temporary. It is generational. Let that sink in. You are not just protecting your present. You are shaping your legacy. The final confirmation moment will feel ordinary. It will not announce itself. But when it comes, you will recognize it because you will feel the old pattern trying to whisper again. The whisper will say, "Respond the old way." And in that instant, you will have the opportunity to choose differently. When you choose differently, the pattern loses access permanently. Archangel Michael declares that your household is entering a season where peace becomes its default setting, not its rare exception. But peace must be guarded daily, not assumed automatically. Continue praying quietly even when things feel good. Continue expressing gratitude even when blessings seem small. Continue initiating honest conversations even when nothing feels wrong. Stability is maintained through intentionality. The angels are not stepping back. They are repositioning from defense to establishment. What was once fragile is becoming firm. And what is about to be revealed next will show you how your family's unity is connected to a greater assignment beyond your home. Awakened one, what is unfolding now goes beyond your living room, beyond shared meals and restored conversations. Archangel Michael is revealing that your family's unity was never only about your comfort. It was about assignment. The spiritual warning written over your household carried a second layer that remained sealed until stability was established. That layer says, "And their house stands, others will find shelter." This is why the opposition against your family felt unusually persistent in past seasons. It was not random tension. It was resistance against influence. Your household carries an atmosphere that impacts others more than you realize. Friends feel peace when they visit. Relatives confide in you. Neighbors observe your resilience. Even without preaching, your family teaches through example. Archangel Michael is now repositioning your household from survival mode into influence mode. Influence does not require perfection. It requires authenticity. The healing that has taken place within your family has created credibility. You understand struggle. You understand miscommunication. You understand rebuilding. That experience becomes a quiet ministry to others walking similar paths. There may soon be someone outside your immediate family who approaches you for advice. It could be about marriage, parenting, finances, or conflict resolution. Do not underestimate that moment. The angels have orchestrated it. What you learn through trial will become someone else's shortcut to wisdom. The spiritual warning also stated, guard humility as influence increases. When others begin to admire your stability, pride may attempt to whisper again. But remember, everything restored was restored through grace, patience, and divine intervention. Stay grounded. There is also a deeper spiritual shift happening. Prayer within your household is becoming more powerful. Even simple prayers carry weight now because unity amplifies spiritual authority. Archangel Michael stands firmly at your threshold, not because danger is approaching, but because purpose is expanding. Your home is becoming spiritually fortified. You may begin to notice that conflict resolves faster than before. That is not luck. That is alignment. When hearts are synchronized, friction does not last long. However, the warning includes one more reminder. Do not neglect private connection while helping others. As your influence grows, ensure that your own household remains priority. Do not become so available externally that you become distant internally. Balance is sacred. Someone within your family may soon step into a new opportunity that increases visibility or responsibility. Support them fully. Their elevation benefits everyone. Josie has no place in aligned households. Celebrate each other openly. Archangel Michael also reveals that a financial seed planted in past years is about to produce unexpected fruit. It may come through repayment, promotion, new contracts, or strategic partnership. When it arrives, manage it wisely. Blessings must be stewarded, not rushed. There is a powerful sense that your family name is being redefined. Where there was once instability, there will now be consistency. Where there was once doubt, there will now be confidence. If this message is aligning with what you are experiencing, seal it boldly. Type "Our house stands in unity" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 8421 has just been activated over your family. And as your household becomes shelter for others, understand the deeper call. When you support this mission, you are not supporting content. You are helping extend refuge to families who are still in survival mode. The Lord declares, "Those who build my house, I will build theirs." When you release a super thanks, when you join the membership, when you sow through the PayPal link in the description, you are pouring oil into a lamp that lights dark homes. I hear the Spirit saying, "Who will carry this fire beyond their own walls?" This is your moment to respond. Not out of pressure, but out of purpose. Every seed you release becomes a shield around another household. Every act of generosity becomes a river flowing into someone's dry season. Those who give into unity will reap stability. Those who fuel the message will see acceleration in their own assignments. This is a prophetic act. Stand with this mission now. Activate your support and become part of the remnant that builds strong families in silent places. There is still one final unveiling left, and it reveals why this warning had your name written on it from the beginning. Chosen vessel, the reason this warning carried your name is now being fully uncovered. From the beginning, this was never only about preventing conflict or restoring stability. It was about recognition. Recognition of who you are within your family line and recognition of what you carry spiritually. Archangel Michael is revealing something deeply personal now. Long before you understood your role, heaven marked you as a watcher within your bloodline. A watcher is not someone who controls. A watcher discerns. A watcher senses shifts before they manifest physically. A watcher feels tension before words are spoken. That sensitivity you sometimes question is not weakness. It is assignment. There were moments in your past when you felt overly responsible. Moments when you wondered why you were the one thinking ahead, the one considering consequences, the one trying to keep peace. You may have even felt tired of being the mature one. But that maturity was preparation. The spiritual warning written about your family included this phrase: The awakened one must not fall asleep. This does not mean you cannot rest. It means do not become spiritually careless when things feel calm. The very awareness that helped break the cycle must continue guarding the atmosphere gently. There is something significant approaching your household that will require wisdom beyond emotion. It may involve relocation, restructuring responsibilities, or making a long-term commitment. Others may approach it from excitement or fear. You will approach it from discernment. Archangel Michael is strengthening your inner clarity because your voice will matter deeply in that decision. At the same time, there is a subtle internal battle you must win personally. As stability increases and influence grows, you may be tempted to suppress your own needs for the sake of harmony. Do not disappear inside the role of stabilizer. Your voice matters not only as a mediator, but as an individual. The angels assigned to your household are not only guarding your family collectively, they are guarding you specifically. Your emotional well-being is essential. Take moments to recharge. Speak your truth respectfully. Ask for support when you need it. The warning written long ago also mentioned a hidden fatigue. This fatigue does not come from conflict anymore. It comes from carrying responsibility quietly. Archangel Michael says it is time to share that weight appropriately. Trust that unity now allows space for mutual support. There is also an important relational alignment forming. Someone in your extended family who once felt distant may reconnect in a meaningful way. This connection will not only restore relationship, it will bring opportunity. Stay open. Financially, clarity continues to sharpen. If there was confusion about a long-term plan, it will begin to resolve. Continue avoiding right decisions. Patience has protected you so far, it will protect you again. Archangel Michael declares that your household has officially crossed from vulnerable to fortified. The difference is not that challenges will disappear. The difference is that challenges will no longer destabilize your foundation. You may begin noticing small confirmations in daily life. Peaceful mornings, easier conversations, unexpected encouragement. These are not coincidences. They are evidence that alignment is holding. But remember this carefully. Stability is not maintained by effort alone. It is maintained by humility. The moment pride enters quietly, cracks begin forming again. Stay teachable. Stay open. Stay grateful. There is a generational ripple effect already in motion. Younger members of your family are observing how conflict is handled now. They are learning from your calm. They are absorbing your patience. What once could have been passed down as dysfunction is now being replaced with wisdom. Let that reality strengthen you. Archangel Michael is also preparing your household for a season of increased visibility. This does not necessarily mean fame. It means recognition within your circle. Others will look to your family as an example of resilience. Handle that recognition with grace. And above all, do not forget why this warning was written. It was written because your family matters in the unseen realm. It was written because cycles had to end before influence could extend. It was written because you were ready to listen. One final revelation remains, and it will seal everything that has been spoken over your household from the beginning. Steady guardian, this is the moment where everything converges. From the first warning to the breaking of cycles, from restoration to influence, every layer has led here. Archangel Michael now reveals the final test of maturity before the promise fully settles over your household. The spiritual record written about your family included a final instruction. When peace becomes normal, establish covenant. Covenant is deeper than agreement. Agreement can change with emotion. Covenant is a conscious commitment to protect what has been built. In the coming days, There will be an opportunity for your family to define new standards. It may come through a serious conversation about boundaries, finances, shared responsibilities, or future planning. Do not treat that moment casually. What you decide together will become the structure that carries you forward. Archangel Michael says this is where many families fail. They enjoy temporary peace but never create intentional systems to preserve it. You are being called to do differently. Have the difficult conversations while hearts are calm. Clarify expectations before tension forms. Establish transparency in finances. Create space for regular communication. These are not merely practical steps. They are spiritual reinforcements. There is also a personal covenant you must make within yourself. A decision that no matter how pressured you feel, you will not return to reactive patterns. A promise that even when misunderstood, you will seek clarity instead of assuming offense. This internal covenant is powerful. The angels guarding your household are transitioning from active intervention to sustained covering. They have responded to your obedience. Now they are sealing what has been restored. But Archangel Michael reveals something even deeper. Your family is entering a season where external favor increases. Opportunities may begin to flow more consistently. Invitations may expand. Financial doors may open with less struggle. This is the fruit of unity. However, favor tests character. When blessings increase, gratitude must increase as well. When influence grows, humility must deepen. Do not allow comfort to replace vigilance. There is also someone watching your family closely, not with ill intent, but with curiosity. They have observed your transformation. They are waiting to see if it lasts. Your consistency will become their confirmation that change is possible in their own life. If this message has been strengthening you, do not keep it silent. Like this video so that more families standing at crossroads can receive guidance. Share it with someone who is navigating tension within their household right now. Write in the comments what covenant you are choosing to establish within your family. Subscribe if you have not yet joined this community, and become part of a movement that protects homes through spiritual awareness. If your spirit feels connected to this mission, join the membership and stand with us as we continue releasing words that guard families before fractures form. Because what comes next will seal this message permanently in your spirit. There is a moment approaching that will confirm everything you have heard. It may be a conversation that goes unexpectedly well. It may be a financial breakthrough that feels timed perfectly. It may be a reconciliation that once seemed impossible. When that confirmation arrives, do not say it was luck. Remember this warning. Remember this preparation. Remember the obedience that positioned your family for stability. Archangel Michael declares that your household has moved from fragile to fortified, from reactive to intentional, from divided to aligned. But there is one final seal that must be placed, a declaration that marks this season as permanently shifted. And that final seal is not spoken by the angels alone. It must be spoken by you. Courageous heart. This is where the spiritual journey becomes personal beyond everything that has been said so far. You have heard about cycles breaking, unity strengthening, influence expanding, and covenant being established. But Archangel Michael now brings the focus directly back to you. Because while your family has been the visible center of this warning, you have been the hidden key from the beginning. The final seal cannot rest on a household unless the individual carrying discernment is fully aligned internally. There is something within you that still carries a trace of fear. Not fear of conflict anymore, but fear of responsibility. A quiet question that sometimes rises. What if I cannot maintain this? What if I fail later? What if peace slips again? Archangel Michael speaks firmly to that doubt. Peace is not sustained by perfection. It is sustained by consistency. You are not required to foresee every problem. You are not required to solve every tension. You are only required to remain aware, humble, and willing to respond differently than before. The spiritual warning written over your family included one final personal instruction directed at you: release the need to control outcomes. This may surprise you. For someone positioned as a stabilizer, control can feel like safety. Planning ahead feels protective. Anticipating every possibility feels wise. But control can slowly transform into pressure, and pressure can lead to exhaustion. The angels assigned to your household are not asking you to carry what heaven is already covering. There will be moments in the future when something unexpected happens. Perhaps a disagreement, perhaps a financial adjustment, perhaps a misunderstanding. When it does, you will feel the old instinct to immediately step in and fix everything. Pause. Pray first. Allow others space to mature. One of the signs that your family has truly grown is that you will no longer be the only one responding wisely. Others are learning. Others are becoming more self-aware. Trust the growth that has taken place. Archangel Michael also reveals that your personal life outside the family structure is about to expand. There may be a new responsibility, project, or calling that requires attention. Do not fear that focusing on your own development will weaken your household. In fact, your growth strengthens it. When individuals within a family thrive individually, collective strength increases. There is also healing happening inside you that you may not have recognized fully. The pressure you once felt to hold everything together is being replaced with quiet confidence. You no longer feel frantic when tension appears. You feel steady. That steadiness is spiritual maturity. The spiritual atmosphere around your home has shifted permanently because your internal atmosphere shifted first. Archangel Michael declares that your obedience has altered the trajectory of your bloodline. The patterns that once threatened repetition have lost authority. The generational echo of instability has been silenced. But remember this clearly: growth will continue. Challenges will still appear occasionally. However, they will no longer feel overwhelming. They will feel manageable. The final seal is not dramatic. It is intentional. It is you choosing daily awareness. It is you choosing humility when pride whispers. It is you choosing communication when silence tempts withdrawal. It is you choosing gratitude when fear tries to imagine loss. And now, there is one final declaration left to make, not from the angels, but from your own voice. A declaration that confirms that this warning has fulfilled its purpose and that your household is stepping into a sustained season of stability. Prepare your spirit, because what you are about to declare will close the door on old cycles permanently and open a season that future generations will benefit from. Beloved guardian of your bloodline, this is the final seal. From the very beginning, when the spiritual warning was revealed, it was never meant to create fear. It was meant to awaken responsibility. It was meant to interrupt a pattern before it repeated. It was meant to position you as the conscious protector within your own household. Now Archangel Michael stands not in alert, but in affirmation. The cycle that once hovered over your family has lost its authority. The silent tension that once lingered has been exposed. The confusion that once attempted entry has been denied access. What began as a warning has become a declaration of stability. But this final moment requires your voice. Not because heaven is uncertain, but because covenant is activated through agreement. You have seen how awareness changed your responses. You have seen how patience softened conversations. You have seen how humility prevented escalation. You have seen how unity strengthened discernment. None of this happened by accident. The spiritual record written about your family now carries a new line. They chose alignment. That choice is what seals the shift permanently. There will still be normal human moments. Disagreements will arise occasionally. Decisions will require discussion. But instability will no longer dominate your atmosphere, because now your foundation is intentional. Archangel Michael declares that your home is fortified. The angels assigned to your household are no longer standing in defensive formation. They are standing in guardianship over expansion. What once needed protection now carries purpose. And here is the final revelation. The reason this message was marked for you only is because you were the hinge. When a door swings open or closed, the hinge determines its movement. You were the hinge in your family's spiritual shift. Quietly positioned, rarely noticed, but essential. Through your obedience, generational peace has been secured. Through your awareness, future misunderstandings will resolve faster. Through your humility, influence has increased. Through your maturity, stability has become sustainable. Now it is time to declare what heaven has already recorded. Type "My house is sealed in peace" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 9907 is now released over your family line. And as this peace is sealed, understand something powerful. When you sow into a message that rescues families before they fracture, you are not giving to a channel. You are building an altar of restoration in homes you may never see. The Lord declares, "As you build my dwelling, I will establish yours." When you release a super thanks, when you join the membership, when you give through the PayPal link in the description, you are sowing seeds into soil that produces unity, healing, and generational strength. I hear the Spirit saying, "Who will partner with me to guard households in secret places?" This is your moment of prophetic action. Do not hesitate when obedience calls. Every seed becomes oil that keeps this light burning. Every act of generosity becomes rain on someone else's dry ground. Those who finance peace will live in it. Those who sustain this mission will see stability surround their own families. This is not a suggestion. Stand now. Activate your support. Become a pillar in the work of protecting homes before they break. The warning has fulfilled its purpose. Your household stands aligned, and heaven has recorded your obedience.